Training and development of employment. In this video, I will tackle about what is training, the objectives of training and development, the training process, the 5 methods used to gather needs assessment information, needs assessment process, importance of training objectives, training design, process of training evaluation, training option, and training methods. Training. It is a learning process that involves the acquisition of knowledge, sharpening of skills, concept, rules, or changing of attitudes and behavior to enhance the performance of employee. 2020 Project Management also stated that training isn't just important to any company, it is vital. There are 6 objectives of training and development. 1. Improve productivity and the quality of and quantity of output. 2. Effectiveness on the present job. 3. Create more favorable attitudes such as loyalty and cooperation. 4. Help employees in their personal development and advancement by helping them acquire additional qualification for a better job. 5. Help organizations respond to dynamic market conditions and changing customer demands. And lastly, satisfy human resource planning requirements. The first step in the training process is the Training Needs Analysis or TNA. It is a process used to determine if a training is really necessary or not. Training is needed when significant differences exist between the actual performance and the expectation of employer on their employees. The next step is designing a training program or training objectives. After determining training needs, objectives must be established to meet those needs. The next step is validation. It introduces and validates the training before a representative audience. Base final revisions on pilot results to ensure training effectiveness. Next step is the implementation of the training program. It is where the preparation of implementing the training program happen. You must have the trainer, the physical setup, and establishing rapport with participant. Next is reviewing the agenda. At the beginning of the training program, it is very important to review the program objectives. The trainer must tell the participant the goal of the program, what is expected of the trainers, the flow of the program, and how the program will run. Next is the training evaluation. This will help check whether training has had the desired effect or not. Its purpose is to giving feedback, helps the candidate define the objectives and link them to learning outcome. And also, it helps in ascertaining the relationship between acquired knowledge, transfer of knowledge at the workplace. There are 5 methods used to gather needs assessment information. Interview. It is a meeting of people face to face. Next is the survey questionnaire. It is asking employees to check skills in which they believe they need training on. Next, observation. Specialists in the HR department who have been trained to conduct job analysis are usually adept at observing to identify training needs. Next, focus group. Employees from various departments who conduct focus group sessions to determine skills and knowledge needed by employees for the organization that can be solved by training. Next is the documentation examination. This involves examining records like absenteeism, turnover, accident rate, and performance appraisal information to determine if problem exists and whether any problem identified can be addressed through training. There are 3 analyses and needs assessment process. Organization analysis involves determining the appropriateness of training given the company's business strategy, its resources available for training, and support by managers and peers for training activities. Next is the person or performance analysis. Determining the training needs of current employees. This means verifying that there is a significant performance deficiency and whether that deficiency should be rectified through training. Lastly is the task analysis, assessing training needs of new employees. This is a detailed study of the job to determine what specific skills are required. Importance of training objectives. Considering that resources are always limited, the training objectives actually lead the design of training. It provides the clear guidelines and develop the training program and less time because objective focus, especially on needs. It tells trainee what is expected out of him or her at the end of the training program. If the goal is set to be challenging and motivating, then the likelihood of achieving those goals is much higher than the situation in which no goal set. Therefore, training objectives help increasing the probability that the participant will be successful in training. It becomes easy for the training evaluator to measure the progress of the trainees because the objectives define the expected performance of trainees. Training objective is an important tool to judge the performance of participants. Training design. Design of the training program can be undertaken only when a clear training objective has been produced. The training objective clarifies what goal has to be achieved by the end of the training program. Example: what the trainees are expected to do at the end of their training. Training objectives assist trainers to design the training program. A good training design requires close scrutiny of the trainees are some of the important factors that affect training design. There are 4 training options that an organization can consider before providing training to their employees. 1. Outsourcing. It allows organizations to concentrate on their core business. With the availability of sufficient amount of know-how and proficiency in the market, it does not make business sense of organization to have a separate training division. 2. Internal training. A lot of questions has been raised whether to go in for outsourced training or setting up an internal division for training. This alternative is generally for the new employees who are given the fundamental or job-related training in-house and then sent outside for higher training. Product-related training. The dealer who delivers the apparatus or install the system offers the initial training. The user may negotiate with the dealer for regular updates and upgrades of product-related know-how or expertise in place of a one-time training. And lastly, independent professional. Considering the emerging threats and opportunities, professionals need to keep themselves updated of the development. There are various methods of training, which can be divided into cognitive and behavioral methods. The various methods that come under cognitive approach are lecture or discussion approach. It involves transmitting large amount of factual information to a large number of people at a given time. Next is demonstration hands-on method. This requires the trainee to be actively involved in training. This is ideal for developing specific skills, understanding how skills can be transferred on the job, and experience aspect of completing a task. Number 3. Computer-based training or CBT. This is an interactive experience in which the computer provides the learning stimulus where the trainee must respond. Lastly, the virtual reality or VR is a training method that puts the participant in a 3D environment. The 3-dimensional environment stimulates situations and events that are experienced in a job. The various methods that come under behavioral approach are games and simulation, case study and role-playing, and OJT or on the
Thank you for watching.